And hello folks, welcome back. It's me, Mass88, playing Pokemon Red Amsterdam Edition, the Puerile ROM hack edition. When we last left off, I went off to go and catch some Pokemon and level them up so that we could easily breeze through this shitty excuse for a Pokemon game. And just see the incredibly puerile ROM hackishness without too much interference. That's the reason I'm giving for why I went off and caught Pokemon and leveled them up. But actually, whenever I play a Pokemon game, I do that at the start. I go off and I catch a few of the starter Pokemon and I level them up a bit. This was after learning the hard way in Pokemon Gold that you really can't make do with just your starter Pokemon. I got to the Faulkner gym, I believe it was, and just kept getting my ass kicked and kept getting my ass kicked. It's actually made quite a lot easier by just catching a few starter Pokemon, leveling them up a bit, and yeah, you've got some cannon fodder or some extra moves that you can just throw in there and do a little bit of damage, and it just makes it a lot easier. In this game, however, I can pretty much get all the Pokemon that I'm going to need through to the end of the game before we've left Cerulean City. And I have most of them now. So let me show you. Speedo is going to be our flying Pokemon. It's obviously a Spearow with a silly name. Most of the Pokemon names seem to have been changed. I caught that in the little patch of grass as you're heading towards Victory Road. And the Pokemon League, it's just off of Viridian City to the left. There's a little patch of grass there. I think in blue you can get a Mankey there. I usually get a Mankey there in blue. And the other Pokemon that I get there in this one is a Padoran, or a Nidoran as it would be in the normal game, a male version. A poison type Pokemon. This is going to be one that I carry through with me till the end of the game. It's got some very good attacks to start with, very powerful attacks as a starter, and it really does come in quite handy. In the newer incarnations of the game, it's actually even more handy because it's got the it's got an ability. They introduced abilities in later Pokemon games, and it's got an ability whereby if you physically attack it, you get poisoned. It's a brilliant ability. Obviously we've got our Ice Manderb, that's our Charmander from the beginning of the game. We have a Butterfree, or a Butterfree, our Bug/Flying type. So obviously I went to Viridian Forest and picked up a Caterpie there. We have Ratty. Ratty will be gotten rid of. Ratty is just there to make up numbers at the moment. Ratty will probably be replaced with an Abra. And we've got a Pikachu, or Pikamoo. This is caught in Viridian Forest, very rare in Viridian Forest, and I was intending to run around there ages looking for one to catch it, and it came up on my second Pokemon in there. I don't know whether they've increased the chances of finding them in this ROM hack, or whether I just got incredibly lucky. That's more likely. But yeah, that was the second Pokemon I found in there, and that's been levelled up, not as much as the rest of them, but still levelled it up a bit. That's going to be very important for coming up to the Cerulean City gym. Coming up to Cerulean City with nothing but a bloody Charmander is suicide. So that Pikachu is going to come in very handy. Anyway, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you their entrance on the Pokédex because they've got stupid, silly names. And data. Cutlappy. It's always stoned or horny, and it has the very strange habit of making lots of unknown noises. And Cutlappy evolves into Methadon. This Pokemon has big problems with attacking because it's always stoned off the methadone it uses. And then that evolves into Battyfree. Battyfree is a wild, sex-loving Pokemon which can find porn more than 40 miles away. I bet you didn't know that about Batty-Free. And we have a Weedle. We picked one of those up in the patch of grass outside Viridian Forest. This Pokemon is almost always stoned. Girls like to use it as a lovely moving dildo. And a Seacoon, no, we don't have the information on that. We also caught a Padogay, which is a Pidgey. Along with finding a Padogay in the long grass, they're often spotted in the nearest whorehouse. And a Pratata, which is obviously Ratty, our Rattata. While acting like a complete dork, this Pokemon tends to send large amounts of emails via PC. And there's our Speedo, obviously, a Spearow. While not topping itself with some speed, this Pokemon always searches for a Padogay's arse. Oh, very nice of it. And our Pikamoo. This Pokemon likes to claim allegiance to other couriers, aggressive upon any who hates this. That doesn't even make sense. And then we have our female Padoran. Although small, its barbs render this Pokemon to be a wanted sex object for horny girls and boys. And male Padoran, that's the last one. Eats only Pados or other mushroom-like things. This Dutch Pokemon is often called a drugs rabbit. So that's our amazing Pokemon Pokedex entries for the Pokemon we have. Now let's move on into Viridian Forest. We'll cross through it, we'll get into some fights along the way. I'll move my cursor. I have got, yep, Speedo's in the lead. Speedo will be used to take on all the bug Pokemon in Viridian Forest. Yeah, down here is where I caught my Weedle. A wild Pratata appeared. Go Speedo! We'll just run away from this. We don't need the experience. What do these people say? Rattata may be small, but its bite is wicked. Did you get one? I did get one. It's useless. Are you going to Viridian Forest? Be careful, it's a natural... So they haven't changed that text in this game at all. That's rubbish. I should carry extras, but at the moment I have none. Right, and here we go for a battle. Hey, you have Pokemon. Come on, let's battle them. I think this is kind of the point where the ROM hacker stopped actually giving a shit and didn't hack anymore. Give it a peck. That should take it down in one hit. And it does. That's because bug Pokemon are weak to flying type Pokemon. And there goes the Cutby as well. No, Caterpie can't cut it. Can't cut what? Fight. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, I think you're generally supposed to be around level 7 or 8 when you're coming in here. Obviously I'm a bit higher. Like I say, I tend to do that at the start of Pokemon games anyway. Because I am a level grinder. That's just what I do. I do it at the start of Final Fantasy games as well, where I can. Any RPG that I play, any level-based RPG, I like to get my stats up and get my levels up a bit first. Doesn't always work out. You know, sometimes the systems are such that it's better to level slowly or later on in the game or whatever. I'll do that on a replay, you know. Got an antidote. I love the music from Pokemon. It's so iconic, really. Are we out yet? There's the exit. There's a few items you can pick up in here, but I'm not going to get them, there's no point. We don't need to fight you either, we can just run from you. Please say something funny. No stealing... No. They haven't changed that side. This is a really lazy ROM hack by the looks of things. They've basically just given up on it past the second town. Bug catcher sent out a dildo worm. And peck away at it. Speedo grew to level 13. Alright, speeding up and running away. Yes. I think this has only got the standard Pokemon in it. Yeah, Padogaze and such like. Oh, I bet Brock's totally into it. Excuse me, guys. I apologise if I yawn profusely. He's looking for a secret item. Is he? Is there an item in here? Probably not. No, there isn't. Yeah, apologise if I yawn. Just feeling rather tired today. No idea why. You know, sometimes you just feel tired. Yes, Pokemon learn new techniques. Talk about something funny. See, they just completely gave up on this ROM hack when they got to Viridian Forest. It's like, okay, we don't need to bother with it anymore. That's the point. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be getting rid of Batterfree at some point, yeah. Just considering my team for later on. Excuse me, guys. So sorry. Fairies came from the moon, of course they did. Into our first gym. I'll bring in Battyfree for this, and Battyfree should do us a good job. Stop right there, kid. You're still light years from facing Brock. I'm not, he's just up there. He's not that far away. Junior trainer sent out Doodlet. Confusion. Yep, that confusion is the reason why Battyfree should do us a fairly decent job in it. Most of these Pokemon are going to be ground and rock types. I think that makes them weak to water type Pokemon. I think rock are weak to grass as well. Can't be certain of that, but I think so. But we don't have any of those Pokemon. But this game, Psychic type Pokemon kick everything's ass. And I've just noticed my window for recording is overhanging slightly. So if there's a small white line at the bottom of the screen, I apologise for that. Yeah. Psychic absolutely murders everything in here, and yes, we'll challenge you. 2 psychic Pokemon you can choose. Either Abra, which is generally the one I pick. Abra will eventually evolve into Kadabra, and that's what you'll have to take with you unless you can find someone to trade with you, because Alakazam only evolves from Kadabra by trade. The other Pokemon you could always choose is a Drowsy. Drowsy is a very good psychic Pokemon. But I usually go for an Abra. They've always done me good. There goes the Geonude. And Batty-Free grew to level 14. Now we've got to take on the Onix. Who can I bring in? We'll leave Batty-Free in for now. See if we can confuse it with Confusion. Confusion has a very small chance of actually confusing. It doesn't happen often. Always using Bide. That gives us free reign to absolutely kill him. As proof of your victory, here's the Boulder Badge. Mercer received the Boulder Badge. That's an official Pokemon League badge. Its bearer's Pokemon become more powerful. The technique Flash can now be used anytime. Wait, take this with you. It's Bide, isn't it? Yes, TMs can only be used once in this game. In Black and White, TMs are actually reusable, which is very useful. If you like Pokemon games and you haven't played Black and White, you have to play it. It's, in my opinion, it's the best so far. You know, get rid of all the nostalgia based around the earlier games and things like that. Pokemon Black and White is pretty fantastic. And there's a sequel coming out. Instead of releasing a kind of third game, instead of releasing Pokemon Grey or something, they're actually doing a sequel. And Pokemon Black and White 2 should be out soon. Hopefully scheduled for a release this year. I believe it might already be available in Japan. You looked at me, didn't you? No, I didn't. I wasn't looking at you, I was just walking in that direction. So, no, I didn't. But you send out your Padogay. I will send out my Peekaboo. No, Sand Attack is annoying. Peekaboo missed. That's what Sand Attack does, it just makes you miss everything, and then they use it again. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, can you actually hit, please? You either hit or you get knocked out. Oh, and you didn't even knock it out in one hit. Useless Peekaboo. Well, let's bring in Ratty for a bit then, shall we? See if we can't tackle it to death. Hey, there we go. Ratty might gain a level here. No. Yes, I'll change Pokemon. I'll bring in Padoran to take on the Padogay. Horn attack. Horn attack. And take it rid of the Padogay. And Padoran gained a level. See, very good attack, very good speed. I'm going to go back to the Pokemon Center. And then we want to go to the Mart to get some Pokeballs so that we can see more of those silly Pokemon information things on the Pokedex. Welcome to our whorehouse. We fuck your Pokemon back to perfect health. Please fuck my Pokemon, whore. Do-do-do-do-do. Thank you, your Pokemon are fucking fit. We hope to see you again. Yes, that is a Jigglypuff. And it made that man fall asleep, but apparently our Pokemon were impervious to it. Right, back onto this road here. Let's do a bit more Pokemon training. We want Pikamu to get some levels up here. Next gym coming up is Cerulean Gym. We've also got a cave coming up. And that cave will mainly be full of rock-type Pokemon and things, so it's not going to be very easy to level up Pikamu in there. So we want to level up Pikamu as much as possible along here. Weedle! No, we won't change. Thundershock the Weedle. The Weedle used String Shot. String Shot drops your speed. Bugcatcher is about to use Cutlerpy. Thundershock it, Pikachu. So we've got one level for Pikamu there, that's not bad. You give me another level. I like shorts, they're comfy and easy to wear. I don't like shorts. I think shorts are terrible. Even on young people, even on a youngster, shorts are terrible. Should never wear shorts. Shorts just look awful on people. What's wrong with a nice full pair of trousers? Enemy Predator fainted. Is that Ekans? I haven't even changed the name of Ekans, so I'm wondering whether or not they got bored of changing names and descriptions of Pokemon as well. Poison Sting, is that going to... No, it didn't poison. Good. And another level for Pikamu, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Look at Pikamu's speed. I don't believe it! Right, victim number. Right, I'm going to run back to the Pokemon Center again and have a quick heal up. Because I just remembered I forgot to go and get Pokeballs. Back in a moment.